Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, Mad Jax is getting more money. Despite an ongoing lawsuit, Muncie is giving the project another loan.
And the Peace Center held a forum on sexual assault. Find out what questions students were asking.
After our first day above average in quite some time, we will have some rain showers, and I'll have the full details coming up on NewsLink Indiana.
From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tony Sandlaven.
And I'm Zoe Dwiggins. Thanks for joining us.
Well, developing tonight, Muncie city officials are giving more money to the Mad Jax makerspace. The Muncie Redevelopment Commission approved a $500,000 loan to Sustainable Muncie, the nonprofit owner of Mad Jax. The loan will allow Sustainable Muncie to pay for construction work on the building itself. Now, this loan comes despite the ongoing lawsuit filed by Ball State trustee Thomas Bracken. Bracken filed the lawsuit in September to stop a $4.5 million loan to Mad Jax, saying the loan would have too much of a negative impact on taxpayers. City Councilman Dan Ridenour voted against the proposal. He says it was something the city simply could not afford.
Because it's a project that really has a lot of merit, but I don't think we need to build a 5-bedroom house if we can only afford a 3-bedroom house.
The preliminary hearing for the Bracken lawsuit will be on November 29th in Hamilton Superior Court 1, and Mad Jax has not responded to our request for comment.
A group of middle schoolers here in Muncie are trying to send a satellite into space. Students of the Muncie Delaware robotics team are learning how to make their own satellite. They're teaming up with Virginia Tech and NASA for the launch. The satellites are meant to send back more accurate weather data from extreme low Earth orbit. This is a part of the atmosphere that has never been studied in detail before. This program is designed for students in the science, technology, engineering, and math programs. Stephen Brandel is a computer science professor at Taylor University. He says he's proud of the work the kids are doing.
And I heard about this at a meeting. I said, I know who could use one, because the kids here, well, you got a chance to talk to them. They're really amazing.
The satellite will be sent into space sometime next year.
The Muncie Fire Station is going to be under some renovation here soon, within the next few months.
NewsLink wanted to tell us what these renovations will do for the city of Muncie. Bree?
This may look like a gym to you guys, but this is actually the garage of a fire station. Fire station number 1 on East Jackson Street was considered structurally unsafe for fire trucks in 2009. The garage area in this station is being used as a training center for firefighters. The fire trucks that run out of the station are being held at station number 2 in Heacon Park. The station is planning to renovate soon to make sure they have a faster reaction time for the downtown Muncie area.
Community fire station where people come for anything, a whole assortment of needs. But they've always been able to come here and always know that it was open. And we need to get this back open and operating as it should.
Renovations are scheduled to take place on November 13th. The fire chief told me that it'll take about 6 weeks to clear the area out of all the equipment and put the fire trucks back in. Live in Muncie, Bree Isom, NewsLink Indiana.
All right, thank you, Bree. And I got to tell you, I could not imagine working out with that kind of firefighting equipment on. Watching him get down and start doing some push-ups with that tank on your back, absolutely no way. But,
Oh no, I could barely do a push-up without a tank on my back, let alone with that.
well, one thing I can't imagine, hopefully, no more rain. The way today was,
Absolutely.
the drizzle and gloominess outside, I could do without some of that.
Absolutely.
Well, Ethan Rossick, are we going to get some of that here soon?
You know, we are going to get a slight break from the rain, but we are actually going to be having some more rain throughout the weekend. But today, we had a high of 67 degrees, and that is 9 degrees above our average high of 58 degrees. So it wasn't too bad of a night out there, but we did have some rain. Now, we're going to continue to see some rain. All of this rain on a diagonal is defined with a cold front, and that is moving towards Muncie right now. In fact, some rainfall is beginning to fall right now outside, but we will be talking about warmer temperatures too, along with even more rain in the forecast, and I'll be talking about what's going to be coming up this weekend.
All right, thank you, Ethan. An Indianapolis judge, meanwhile, has been nominated by the president to become a federal judge. President Trump nominated James Sweeney II for U.S. District Court in southern Indiana. If confirmed by the Senate, Sweeney would fill the position that has been vacant since Judge Sarah Evans Barker stepped down in 2014. President Obama nominated an attorney for the position during his term, but the Senate never took a confirmation vote. And Sweeney is not the only nominee President Trump announced today. The U.S. Federal Reserve is getting a new chairman. President Trump announced Reserve Board member Jerome Powell as his nominee to head the U.S. Central Bank. Now, this move goes against typical nominations for this position. Outgoing Chairwoman Janet Yellen will be the first Fed leader in decades to be denied a second term after completing a first. President Trump says Powell has what it takes to keep the country's economy afloat.
Based on his record, I am confident that Jay has the wisdom and leadership to guide our economy through any challenges that our great economy may face.
Powell will now go through the process of getting confirmed by the U.S. Senate before taking over as Fed chairman.
House Republicans have released their proposal for a new tax plan, but there are still several lawmakers within the party who have yet to voice support. Karen Kafa reports from Washington.
We're doing it.
House Speaker Paul Ryan and GOP leadership revealing their proposal to overhaul the way Americans pay taxes.
With this bill, there's relief for real American families. There's relief for American workers, and there's tax relief for our hard-working job creators of all sizes.
Among the bill's key provisions, reducing the number of income tax brackets from 7 to 4, the top at 39.6%. A near doubling of the standard deduction, an expansion of the child tax credit, and for businesses, permanently lowering the corporate tax rate from 35% to 20%. Democrats offered sharp criticism of the bill and how it took shape.
Republicans ambushed the American people with this half-baked tax bill, written in the dark. It raises taxes on the middle class, millions of middle-class families across the country.
But like healthcare reform, Democrats may not pose the greatest threat. Limits to the state and local tax deduction and the idea of tax cuts adding to the federal deficit are sticking points for some Republicans. Another is the proposed timeline, getting a bill to the president's desk by Christmas. Speaker Ryan said he's confident his party will get it done.
We know that this is necessary for faster economic growth, for bigger paychecks, to give people some confidence in this country and get our country back on offense, economically speaking.
President Trump called the bill's introduction an important step. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Coming up, a man was arrested at Ball Memorial Hospital. Find out why just ahead.
And Ball State held a forum to discuss the topic of sexual assault with students. Hear why organizers believe this conversation is so important after the break.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Police arrested a man Wednesday for allegedly bringing heroin into a hospital. Staff members reported to police that 37-year-old Scott Andrew Brinker said he was going to bring heroin to a patient. According to nursing staff, the patient, Brinker's girlfriend, was in pain. Captain Jonathan Snodgrass reported that he escorted Brinker from the building and found a hypodermic needle with a light brown fluid where Brinker had been standing. Brinker is being held at the Delaware County Jail and his bond is set at $10,000.
A man responsible for the 2015 death of 2 Cowan High School students has received a sentence. Ethan Lee was driving Annie and Carolyn Clark at 62 miles per hour above the speed limit when he lost control and drove into a building. 3 passengers were pronounced dead at the scene. Last year, Lee was indicted on 3 counts of reckless homicide, criminal mischief, reckless driving, and false informing. Today, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of criminal recklessness. Lee will serve 80 days in the Vermilion County Jail and 1,400 days in a home detention program. Ball State students got the opportunity to become more aware of how to deal with sexual misconduct.
That's right, and NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett takes us inside the forum put on by the Peace Center.
Tonight, the topic of sexual harassment and assault continues to be a hot-button issue at Ball State University. The university's Peace Center opted to hold a forum aimed at answering questions related to sexual misconduct. The panel consisted of Deputy General Counsel Melissa Holloway and Allison Weinbissinger from the Office of Victim Services. They both answered students' questions during the forum, including how to handle a situation where a friend may be a victim.
They are more likely to come directly to you first before they're just going to show up at my office because they know you. If they say, I don't know what I should do, like there's an opportunity to say, do you think you should go seek medical treatment? Do you want to report to the police?
The Peace Center believes that this conversation is important to have not just because of multiple sexual assaults being reported on campus, but also because of multiple prominent figures being accused of sexual harassment and assault, including Hollywood film director Harvey Weinstein.
You are about to enter the no spin zone.
Former Fox News anchor Bill O'Reilly, and most recently House of Cards actor Kevin Spacey.
I think with celebrities and other individuals coming forward, it's probably made other individuals feel more comfortable reaching out to utilize resources that might be available to them.
Students who attended the panel in the Arts and Journalism building just behind me not only received tips on how to deal with sexual assault and harassment, they also received a pamphlet like this one right here detailing the different resources that Ball State offers. In Muncie, Tyler Brummett, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Peace Center says they hope to keep the conversation on sexual assault going. Meanwhile, it's a good thing that forum took place inside with today's weather. Ethan Rosick is here to tell us if that rainy weather is going to continue.
You are exactly right, Tony. Good thing that did take place inside because we did see some rain today, and we aren't done with it quite yet. We're going to get a break from it tomorrow, but we'll have more coming this weekend. All the full details coming up in My Full Weather.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Now this weather we've been having is really up and down. I'm a little confused by it. A few days ago I was wearing a winter coat and today I was wearing sandals.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell that it actually is fall. I mean, today it at least felt like it and looked like it, but before, like Zoe said, we were in the 40s, 50s. I mean, what can we possibly look forward to now?
This is what you get in Indiana at this time of the year. The weather makes up its own mind and it gets whatever it spits out. It can be very different, to say the least. But like you guys mentioned, we did have many cool days, to say the least. But today was a completely different story. We had a high today of 67 degrees, and that is 9 degrees above our average high of 58 degrees, and our record high of 79 degrees. Right now on the campus of Ball State, 65 degrees, a slight wind out of the south at 8 miles per hour. Overall, not too bad, but the rain is going to be starting very soon. Like I mentioned, 63 in Indianapolis, 61 in Kokomo and in Lafayette. Good evening, Terre Haute. You folks are sitting at 67. Now, I want you all to take a look at this. Notice the sharp color gradient right there in northwestern Indiana. That is a very strong sign that a cold front is in our area, and that has two very different temperatures behind it. You can also see that with the rain that is on a diagonal line. That is moving in northwest Indiana now, and the bulk of it will be here within the next couple hours or so, where we could see a couple claps of thunder and some lightning out there too. Here's 1 a.m., so it'll move through, it'll be here very quickly, and then it will move out by the time tomorrow comes around. Then why don't you take a look? Tomorrow's going to be a nice day. Nothing on radar, just a few clouds here and there. Going to be a nice day to end the work week overall. Let's see. Temperatures right now for tonight, 50 degrees, showers in the forecast like I mentioned. They'll be out early though, southwest winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. So if you are going to be outside, have an umbrella with you and a light jacket just in case too. And then for tomorrow, your commuter forecast, we have the green light, and that's exactly what we want to see. No precipitation, nothing we have to worry about for your commute to work or sending your kids to school. But with temperatures in the lower 50s tomorrow, you'll still need to have a light jacket, but you won't need the umbrella tomorrow at all. And then for tomorrow over the day, like I mentioned, we'll start 50 degrees and then we'll get up to a high of 58 degrees, which is normal for this time of the year, but still that's been a lot warmer than what we've been dealing with over the past several days. And now we're also going to be talking about fall back on Sunday, increasing temperatures beginning Saturday, and even on Sunday, 70 degrees. That's the first time we've seen 70 in a long time, and we will be seeing that fall back. So on Saturday night, be sure to set your clocks back an hour, and you know, we'll all get that lovely hour of sleep that we all so desperately need. And then as we get into next week, 60 degrees on Monday before cooler temperatures come next week, 52 degrees on Tuesday, and then we'll get back to what we have been used to seeing Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures once again back in the 40s.
Well, I think my favorite part of that forecast was that fall back graphic on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that extra hour of sleep.
Absolutely. I've had a long week. I'm exhausted, and I think that extra hour, I think that'll do it for me.
Absolutely. Well, as far as that extra hour goes, how's that going to help our sports teams, DeMarcus?
Well, tonight we got Ball State women's volleyball in action at Worthen Arena. We have a live update coming up in sports. And also the Ball State football team on the road at Eastern Michigan. We have up-to-the-minute recap next in sports.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With a unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm DeMarcus Brookins with sports. Up in Michigan, the Ball State football team is taking on the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Midweek action has not been kind to the Cardinals this year, and tonight was no different. Both teams scored in the first 5 minutes of the game, including Ball State quarterback Drew Plitt's first career touchdown. Plitt would add another touchdown to that total in the second half, but the defense wasn't able to contain a surging Eastern Michigan offense. Eagles quarterback Brogan Roback totaled over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. Running back Ian Eckerson also punched in a touchdown in the second half on 14 carries and over 79 yards. The Cardinals' defense has continued to struggle as Eastern Michigan now leads 56-14. Ball State soccer player Lauren Rowe has been nominated for Hero of the Week in Division I soccer. Rowe was nominated for her game-winning goal in the MAC quarterfinal match against Northern Illinois. You can cast your vote at herosport.com until Friday at 3 p.m. Colts quarterback Andrew Luck was placed on injured reserve today due to complications with his right shoulder. It was believed that Luck would play sometime this year, but today ends his 2017 season. In a statement released by the Colts, Luck said, "I wish I was better and 100% this season, but that's not the case. I know I'll be better from this. I know I'll be a better quarterback, teammate, person, and player from this, and I'm excited for the future." Well, guys, speaking of the future, a lot of Colts fans now optimistic about the remainder of the season. No Andrew Luck. They're 2-6 right now, which is tied for third worst in the league. Many fans just want the season to be over so we can focus on next year.
Well, it's tough to see Andrew Luck hurt again. He was hurt quite a bit last year, the year before, and now he's not going to play at all this year. Really tough to see the Colts organization struggling this way.
It's been a rough season. I really want to root for the Colts right now, but it's tough. I mean, with a 2-6 record and a quarterback gone, it's a rough season.
Yeah, when the Colts drafted Luck, thought it was going to be a franchise quarterback. First 3 years, he played all 16 games in each of those seasons. But get this, for the past 3 years, he's only played 22 of the 48 Colts games that have been played. So currently, he's plagued by those injuries, but the Colts hope that he comes back next year healthy and ready to go.
Well, you know, we'll see. I mean, it'd be great to see him come back and play like that franchise guy that he was supposed to be, but we'll see that here in the near future for sure. Thank you so much, DeMarcus. Meanwhile, it's not too early to start brainstorming for gift ideas for everyone for your holiday shopping list. One celebrity has you covered.
And Lion Queen or Lion King will tell you which stars are in the lineup for the live-action Lion King, next in Trending.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy,
or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. One more sports update for you. The Ball State women's volleyball team is in action tonight at Worthen Arena for their final home game of the regular season. The Cardinals currently lead 2-1 over Toledo. To the highlights we go. Ellie Dunn is leading the way for the Cardinals with 11 points so far tonight. Amber Seaman has helped Ball State out tonight with 36 assists and 2 service aces through 3 sets. For the Toledo Rockets, Annie Beasley has been the impact player with 12 points and 2 digs. Carly Townsend leads the assist column for the Rockets with 27, 25 more than any other Toledo player. After a long third set that ended 31-29 in favor of the Cardinals, Toledo and Ball State are still battling it out in Worthen. NewsLink Indiana's Ben Shuren is there now with a live update. Ben?
I'm live here in Worthen Arena, where Ball State has a lead after 3 sets, 2-1 over Toledo. It's Ellie Dunn who's been the X factor for Ball State, having 11 kills so far for the Cardinals. Annie Beasley leads Toledo, having 9 kills for so far Toledo's losing record. The Cardinals look to put away Toledo in the 4th set and continue their journey onto the MAC tournament. Live from Worthen Arena, Ben Shuren, NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks, Ben. Now time to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Camille Brett. Camille, what do we have on tap tonight?
All right, so if I could sing, I would absolutely sing The Circle of Life right now, because Disney's Lion King is back this summer with Beyonce, and she joins the cast in February, and she's going to play Nala, who's the love interest of Simba. And Simba's going to be played by Donald Glover or Childish Gambino. Now, the cast includes other stars such as John Oliver, Seth Rogen, and James Earl Jones. Live-action Lion King comes after the release of live-action Beauty and the Beast, which made over $1 billion in the box office last summer. And Disney says the release date is July 19th of 2019.
It'll be very interesting to see a live-action remake of The Lion King, a movie that is entirely about animals, so that would be very interesting to see. You know, at least with Beauty and the Beast, you had some human beings in that plot line. Absolutely none in The Lion King.
I'm really excited for it. Lion King is one of my favorite Disney movies for sure, and I'm so pumped that Beyonce's in it.
I know, me too. And it's going to be really interesting to see Childish Gambino and Beyonce together. So, anyway, the iPhone X is set to hit the stores as early as tomorrow. So lines are expected to be long, so if you're looking to upgrade your phone, you might want to get in line early. There's a 15% higher pre-order demand on the X's than other iPhones in the past. And a lot of that has to do with the new features of this iPhone. That includes a larger edge-to-edge screen, facial recognition, a faster processor, wireless charging, and of course the new telephoto camera. Stores like Verizon Wireless are opening an hour early tomorrow to deal with the high demand.
Well, personally, I'm more of a Samsung guy. I have the Galaxy Note 8, so
the green messages.
I'll be the unpopular one with the green messages. That's just me. But it's really cool to see some advancing technology for sure.
Oh, absolutely. They're definitely coming out with some cool updates to the iPhone.
I know. Yeah, it makes me feel like my iPhone 6 is ancient at this point. So.
Absolutely. Well, meanwhile, Ethan, let's get one final look at weather.
You know, I'm very excited for the iPhone X. I'm getting mine tomorrow, and it's just going to be a really nice day for it. Tomorrow is going to be a high 58 degrees, nothing but sunny skies with a few clouds in there. It makes our Friday and the end of the work and school week just a lot better.
All right, well, thank you very much, Ethan. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night, Monday night rather, right here on Cardinal Vision at 9 o'clock or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.